Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Okay, I'm joined right now by Zach Gerullis. Now, sir, you're taking on Bo Kunz at Shamrock FC on the 20th of February. It's not that far away now, so pretty much, I'd imagine, your training is all but done, all but finished. It's just me. It's more or less just like getting a sweat on now. How are you feeling coming into this?
I feel very confident. I've been working on my ground game even before I knew I was supposed to fight. I've been working on my hands and my clinch. I'm doing a whole bunch of cardio right now because that's all I can really do now, so I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. I know it's strange to think that you're a fighter, you deal with you're punching people, but right now when it gets to this time, you feel like wrapping yourself in cotton wool and you don't want to do anything dangerous or anything that could hurt yourself.
Yeah, I kind of get nervous when it starts to snow. I'm like, oh no, man, it's starting to get slippery outside.
Yeah. Even getting out the shower, you got to make sure you don't slip on any bars of soap.
Yeah, banana peels and the such.
Yeah. Look, your opponent. Do you personally like to watch your opponent's fights, or is it something you like to leave to your coaches and they just say, "Look, we want you to work on this. Go."
It's kind of a both. I'll watch them. Just like if I'm bored, I'll be like, all right, I'll watch a video of them. But mostly my coaches watch them and they're like, all right, this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to go on. Don't worry about this. Pay very much attention to this. And that's what I do, and they train the crap out of me and pull me through it.
Now, you mentioned before you've been working a bit on your ground game stuff. Is there certain aspects of your game that you know you need to work on, that you're spending a bit more time on recently, and that you're looking to obviously develop in time? Because some guys, like I say, for me personally, I was really, when I first took up MMA, I was drawn into the basically kind of grappling side of things, the wrestling, like double legs and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Like, I was drawn into that more than, say, some guys like to do stand up. I just don't know why. I was drawn into that kind of getting someone up against the cage and grind, literally breaking someone's will. I get a sadistic satisfaction out of that. Was there anything about was that the same for you? Were you drawn to a certain part? You maybe spent a bit more time on it, and now you're trying to balance everything out.
I was really drawn to like the Muay Thai clinch because I like grabbing somebody by the head and punching them in the face repeatedly, and them doing the same to me. I was really, really aggressive in that kind of fighting, and then I was not very good on the ground through my amateur career, the beginning of it. And so I started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu through Riga Machado and CSW catch wrestling. I'm better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu than I am at wrestling. I'm still trying to get the hang of wrestling. But yeah, I really like getting punched in the face and clinching up with somebody. That seemed to happen a lot whenever he did that. So I really played into that. But my ground game was weak for a while. For a long time, actually, until I finally got it along and figured it out.
See, I like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but at the same time, what Eric Paulson does with CSW, that is something that really echoes to me. That stands out. That speaks to me more.
It's a whole batch of mean. That's what it is.
It is indeed, my friend. Exactly. It's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They call it the gentle art because you're being side control, you're putting a bit of pressure. But with CSW, it's almost like we're in side control. We're just going to make it really uncomfortable now, and then we're going to get your limb.
Here's my forearm in your chin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, while we're doing that, yeah, it's almost like they add a little bit on. It's almost like you've got jiu-jitsu, they got the nice stuff. Then it's like CSW just comes along and just puts a little bit of nasty on the end of everything, and you think, "Yep, I like it."
Yeah.
And for me, I love it. I do. I look at it and go,
I got you an armbar and also a wrist lock. Here we go.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anything extra they can fit on top, they just will. And do you know what? I don't know what it is. I just watched it and I just got absorbed into it, and I was like, I've got to watch more of this. And the more I watch, there was one. That was it. It was a Kimura. I think it was they call it a chicken wing. Sorry. And
Yeah.
it was getting the chicken. It was getting the arm free because if they grab their shorts. And they did it where you dig your elbow into their forearm just to get their hand free. And I went, that's just nasty. And do you know what? It works so well, but it's so mean.
Oh yeah.
And for me, I love it. I love that side of it. I people who roll with me don't like it, but do you know what? It's super effective.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's like people that roll with you don't like it. All they gotta do is tap out, and it's over with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I've been working on neck cranks a whole bunch. I love neck cranks. They are some of the most painful things to get on you, and most funnest things to give.
Yeah, I'm with you. When it comes to submissions, especially when the Peruvian necktie, a lot of people go for that. I don't. I go for the Japanese necktie when you get to crank that neck.
Yeah.
I jump straight onto that. Yeah. I don't even... the Peruvian, for me, is a plan B. The Japanese necktie is my plan A, because I think if I get that on straight away, you're going to tap, because that is more painful than that Peruvian, because that Peruvian's a choke. I'd rather crank your neck a few inches to make you want to tap out.
Yeah. I learned a new one. It's called the Badger Bite from Ben Jones. One of the most meanest things and most stupidestly easy things you could do. And it makes people tap left and right. It's nuts.
A Badger Bite?
Yeah.
I'm actually writing that down right now so I can... Okay, Badger Bite. I'll have to look into this one. Okay. I like mean. I'll be checking that one out. Now, you said before about your clinch. So do you work on Muay Thai then? Because Muay Thai would be the perfect thing for you, I'd imagine, working on the clinch, because it's grueling, it's hard, but the clinch, you can work on very close movements with your elbows, with your punching, especially knees as well. Is that something? And do you go to pure Muay Thai classes to work on that?
I think that my clinch is a mixture between Muay Thai and dirty boxing.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of anything. It's whatever I see that I can throw at you, I will throw.
Yeah.
And I will do it ferociously.
Hey, man, because I one thing that always sticks out to me was Alan Jabon against Richard Walsh, and Alan Jabon had this Muay Thai clinch on him, and his right arm just literally followed Richard Walsh's left arm, and he just landed the perfect elbow and just laid out Walsh, and it was just... I tell you, when I saw that, I thought that's how people should be using their clinch a lot more. They should be definitely trying to isolate those elbows and use them, and it was just a perfect, beautiful elbow. Oh, even to this day, I think it sticks to me. It sticks to me in memory. I've seen a lot of knockouts, and that one sticks out big time because that was just beautiful usage of the clinch and Muay Thai elbow. Just it's not often you see, but a lot of guys. But then again, for you, I'd imagine you think of maybe Tim Boach, when he had Dung King, I'm forgetting his name now, when he had him in the clinch and he'd just thrown those uppercuts and he just buried him with his uppercuts. It was terrorising match that was in the middleweight division.
Oh yeah. I have yet to make a critical strike with an elbow. I'm really hoping I can get to do that on this fight, because it looks like it would be a lot of fun to throw full force, and I have yet to do that because I don't like hurting my training partners. But I would love to land a knockout strike with an elbow, or even a cutting strike with an elbow.
Yeah.
Like just seeing somebody get slashed open, it's just like, ooh, yeah, all right, here we go.
Yeah, man.
I smell blood.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, Yeah, I've never thrown an elbow hard on anyone. I throw the elbow to know that it was there. Then I stop before it gets to them.
Yeah.
All I've done, like you probably, is you just elbowed the pad. You know, you got your pad holder to hold the pads. I've done that. That's about as hard, and that's the only time I get to hit the elbow harder on the bag. But then again, you're never gonna use your. It's like with knees. You're never gonna knee someone hard when you're sparring with them either, because you could rupture
Unless
them.
it's in the body, but
the body. Oh yeah, body is game. Do you know what? Because you know what? If you win someone, they're just going to be lying down for a few minutes and they're back in it. You know. But if you need someone in the face, it's lights out, isn't it? So
it's yeah.
You just
I was actually back when I first got with Hans MMA. I was training with my boxing coach, TJ Casey. And I threw a surprise knee whenever we were in the clinch, and I broke his sternum plate on accident. He was out for about a week, and I felt so bad. I stopped throwing knees straight up because of it, during training. So I throw more of a Muay Thai kick knee, you know what I mean, like up the side. Whenever I'm training, you know. But the straight up one, whenever you're in the clinch and pushing someone's trying to like walk, like pull against you.
Yes.
I like just straight up, boom! It goes right in the sternum.
No,
it knocks the wind out of them most of the time.
Yeah, it does, especially when you get in the solar plexus area. It just drops people like a bomb, doesn't it? It's horrible. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't nice. No, I'm with you. And
there's nothing you can do. You're fully aware.
Yeah.
You're fully aware. Unlike a knockout to the head, a knockout to the body, like a liver shot or your diaphragm.
Yeah.
It knocks you out. Your body quits. Your mind's like, hey, why are we falling to the ground? Let's go. But your body is like, my mind's telling me yes, but my body's telling me no.
Yeah, you physically can't move, can you? Your body will not fight back. Your body's like, nah, we're tapping out. And your mind's going, no, I'm good. And your body's like, no, I'm really not. I'm staying here. This floor feels really nice.
Internal damage. Let's take a nap.
You kind of go into the fetal position. People who've never trained before or never had this happen to them, they are missing out. It's an eye opener in life. I'm telling you right now, you've got to get hit in the solar plex. You've got to get dropped. I think everyone needs to get dropped every now and then for a bit of a reality check, and B, to know that to make them realize they are human.
Oh yeah, what do you call it? My gym actually calls that being burritoed. Is whenever you get punched in the gut or you get kicked in the gut and you fall down because you got knocked down. We call it a burrito, and you have to do 10 sit-ups and 10 push-ups right afterwards. That's one of the reasons why we cover our bodies so much.
Yeah.
Is because we know, like me and TJ and all the other fighters just going for the gut.
Hey, that's a good idea. I like that. That sounds quite good, man. Hey, Zach, it looks like you have a bit of fun at the gym as well. Which is a good thing, you know. And you've got those little incentives and the fact that we're
a huge family, man. It's one of the best gyms I've ever been to. Like the sense of family at this gym is unbelievable.
And what I like is that you've got you acknowledge that your ground game, for example, wasn't strong enough. You've purposely went and worked on your ground game, and you haven't just added one aspect. You haven't just went, I'm going to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you've done, the wrestling side of things, the catch wrestling. I like that because you can take something from everything, and that makes you a more well-rounded fighter.
Make your own weapon,
Yeah, rather than just having one aspect, you're getting both, because you might find yourself in a position that maybe jiu-jitsu will work better, but then maybe catch wrestling might work better, and I think that's good. I think that's a good thing that you're doing there. It sounds like you've got a good head on your shoulders, but you've got your gym as well is helping you in that way.
Oh yeah, my favorite quote from Dana White is, "In the sport of MMA, you cannot survive off of having heavy hands or being good on the ground. You have to be there I go, losing my words again. You have to be a very open and full-figured fighter."
Yeah, very much.
I've taken that to heart.
You do, because it's shown as certain guys in MMA, even at the highest level, I say highest level, even within the UFC, they come undone when people know they've got weak areas, people will expose them. Like, for example, Sage Northcutt, he's a young kid, bless him, but everyone knew that how was he on
got no ground.
What was he like on the ground? And he's okay for the first round because he's got lots of energy and he can muscle out of the movements. But then after that first round and you've muscled out, you haven't got that muscle to power out of them anymore. So then it all technique goes out the window. So do you know what? You do need to have a well-rounded game. And I'm only picking Sage because he's more recent thing to come off. But there are other fighters with certain holes in their game. And it just shows, like, for example, Damian Maia was a good one. Years ago, all he did was jiu-jitsu and his striking wasn't that good. And he's had to develop a striking game to make him stay on the feet long enough to get you down, to use his grappling. So it's proven that you do need to have an all-round game. And looks like it sounds like you've got a good head on your shoulders to build on an all-round game. Again, as martial artists, you're never going to be the perfect fighter because you're always learning, you're always growing.
There's always somebody better.
Exactly. But what we get to know is that you're going to come into this fight against Bo on the 20th Feb as a more well-rounded fighter than you were in the last fight you had.
Oh yeah.
And that's a good thing. That's an exciting
Which
thing because we know we're not going to see, because you're not basically sitting happy where you were. It's good to see that you're going to develop. And look, I'm looking forward to seeing how that fight goes down. I'm sure everyone else who's going to the fight card will. Now, Zach, if I was to jump on to Facebook, if I was to jump on Twitter or anything, do you have any social media stuff that I can jump onto?
You could go on Facebook and look up Zach the Silverback Gerullis on Facebook, and that's my page. I have a Twitter. It's Zach Gerullis. I had just started that. Not too sure how to work it very well, but I'm working on it.
Hey, get it on. Do you know what? You can link up to your Facebook as well. So, there's all that stuff that you can do. Makes it a lot easier. So you can, every time you post on the Facebook, it links up to the Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, it just instead of doubling up on everything, it just links it all up. So I've got it for example, I've got it on our Twitter feed. I've linked it up to the Facebook page. So every time I write on Twitter, it goes onto the Facebook wall. If you Google it,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. If you just Google, if you use Facebook more, just type in link up Facebook to Twitter, and there's a little way to do it. It'll show you. It'll tell you how to do it, mate. It's really easy. It's easy enough. So you've got those. What about sponsors? Do you have any sponsors there?
I have one sponsor. My sponsor is the Courthouse Bar and Grill in Hillsboro, Missouri. Great food, great beer.
Yeah, there we go. Get down there, folks, if you're living in the Missouri area. And what about, last but not least, you've mentioned a couple of people so far, but do you want to give a shout out to your gym, your training partners, your coaches, friends and family and stuff?
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to my amazing gym, Han MMA. They have everything and anything you could ever need, and they've really changed me in a pivotal moment in my fighting career, which I needed. I'd like to thank Kevin Hahn, Rashard Loveless, especially TJ Casey. Takes a lot of hits for me. He's my brother. I love him. He's a great man. I'd like to thank Chris Westhoff for helping me out when I first started off. And if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. You're equally as important.
Hey, look, Zach, have a great time, have a great weekend, like I said before, and enjoy your fight against Bo, man. And really, honestly, just absorb all the moments and enjoy them, and keep going and keep growing.
Thank you, man. I hope that you have a wonderful evening.
I will do. It's now 20 past 12 in the morning for me, but yeah, I'm having a great time.
Oh, crap. It's 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I'm in the UK, my friend.
Oh, I didn't notice. I didn't notice the accent, man.
Yeah, it's okay. Look, honestly, I don't mind. It's a pleasure. So thank you very much for coming on, Zach, and enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much for having me.